104.1 KRBE, a Cumulus media station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Rula Show with Eric, featuring Special K and Sam.
All right, we have a special guest in the studio because hopefully the future of Houston will be back to mini Hollywood. There was a time where a lot of movie companies would film their projects right here in H-Town because it was financially more...
We forgot Sidekicks.
Oh, yeah. I
With
didn't
Chuck
see that
Norris
movie, though.
and,
Soccer. Jonathan something.
Yeah, he passed away.
I know. What was his name? I can't remember. I didn't see that one. But yes, Chuck Norris used to bring a lot of stuff here. Texas Walker Ranger.
Yep.
Right?
Well, that was in Dallas.
Well, didn't they do something here? I don't know.
Fort Worth. Fort Worth gets a lot of movies and stuff because of, what's his name, Sheridan. Taylor Sheridan from Yellowstone.
Yeah.
He brings a lot of stuff there.
And then, Galveston was the scene for part of that spinoff,
1923 or one of those. I think 1923.
Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford. All I know is they've seen our seawall. All right, so Kayven Mashayekh is back. Hi, am I saying your name
what's
right?
up, buddy?
Kayven.
Hi, so happy to be here.
Hi, Kayven.
It's been a while.
Kayven,
been a hot
what do you
minute.
do? What do you do, Kayven? For those that didn't hear you last time, who are you? What do you do?
I'm basically a switchboard operator.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, technically speaking, I'm the founder of Producers Without Borders, which is a Texas-based company.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the mic right in front of you, and it's not working for me.
And I'm very, very happy to be here today because the fact is that Houston is on the precipice of something really great regarding bringing productions here, and I'm happy to be a part of it because our
I need
network...
you to hold on a second. I'm sorry, I can't hear him as well. I need you to get
Can you hear
right
me?
close to that mic.
Pull it right up there.
You're not coming up as loud as we are.
All right.
There you go. There you
There we
go.
go.
There you go.
Should I put on my NPR voice?
Yeah, there you
We're way more fun than that.
Yes.
Okay, so say it again. I'm sorry, I was totally distracted because I'm looking at you thinking I don't think people can
Is it
hear
okay?
him.
I know we don't have a lot of time, but
Producers Without Borders.
Producers Without Borders. I'm the founder of Producers Without Borders, which is a Texas-based entity and company. We have a global network of professionals that are multidimensional in different professions of architecture, design, law, medicine, technology, finance, that all feed into the ecosystem of the entertainment business. And what we do is take all these people and project a very, very positive, collaborative environment where they can all work together to help the entertainment business grow. And the most important part of it is the architecture of all this requires that you have people within that system that help you strategically find ways to do that. And one of our founding members is a gentleman named Arturo Chavez, who's a very big architect here in Houston, who helped me shape the image of how to globally, strategically get the message of entertainment outside the world of which he is dominant in, which is architecture. And so he's been a very, very instrumental
Do it for
So
entertainment world.
So how do we get how does that work for production companies and producers and directors in Hollywood that are looking to do their projects in a way where it will be financially more beneficial for them, because we've all heard that they're all leaving California.
Yeah,
because
nothing's
it's
being
too
shot there
expensive
anymore.
there.
Well, the first stop is to go through filmhouston.com, and Alfred Cervantes, who's the Houston Film Commissioner for the past umpteen years, as we say, and he is probably the most important person you need to know in the entertainment business in Houston. And the reason is
Writing
because
that down,
Yep.
Alfred Cervantes of the Houston
Okay.
Film Commission with filmhouston.com. And the most important aspect of it is that Texas has just passed a new state tax incentive that you can get up to 30% of your money back if you make movies in
Wow.
Texas. Yeah, in Houston.
Nice.
And that's
in
not
Texas.
getting them over here fast enough?
and
come
right
on.
now, just in the past since the past 6 months, I think there are 3 features have been shot here. So that's a great start. But in order to get that message out on a more global way, what we need to do is embrace stories in this town that really speak about the multi-ethnicity of this city. This city is a quilt of different ethnicities. If you think about it, there's over 90 consulates that are represented in the city of Houston. And Houston is a much more international city than it's ever given credit for.
I feel like we've been hearing that for a long time between
We're
the Super
diverse.
Bowls and all this, and that we're so diverse and that we speak like over 200-something languages here, and if there's a food from a different country that you want, you're going to find it here. But is that only because I know that because I live here and I wear the sash and the show is the Houston show, or do you feel like other cities have learned that about us enough to know that, hey, Houston has a lot of diversity?
Absolutely. And once again, I mean, the way to think about this, it's very, I keep going back to this, it's very architectural. And the person who really helped me think this way is a person who is an architect in the city who helped me strategically think about how to access people outside the United States. And in other words, you have to have that kind of structural mindset where you have to be logical about. It's not just about the entertainment business. This city needs to project itself in a way where they amplify all the positive aspects of it. You basically need to make movies that are billboards that bring in people to the Houston Visitors Bureau through the Houston Visitors Bureau, so they can actually come here and experience the city in a different way. And in a city like this, the way to do that is to tell the stories of people of different ethnicities in this city who are cocktail or a salad of Texans being Texan, but from a different part of the world, different languages and all that stuff. That's what makes this city and this state so great, because that's something that people don't know about.
But Kayven, wouldn't that just be a bonus to that? Because we would want them to come here to film whatever the project is they already have. And the bonus would be if somebody had an idea about a Houston story to make that.
Exactly correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The bonus would be it'd be a Houston story.
But that's just it. But
Yeah.
Houston's story is a much more diverse thing than you can think of. I mean, it's this town it has so much to offer. I give you a perfect example. Yesterday I was in my car doom scrolling, and I was like, man, it's just like, is the whole world falling apart? Sometimes you feel that way, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so I walked into the coffee shop. My barista was looking at me, and she's like, Kayvon, this one's on me.
Oh my God!
I mean,
you were so traumatized
because she just took a look at my face and she knew. But that's Houston.
Yeah.
That's something you can't explain to anybody. People
cool.
really care. And
Everyone you talk to talk about Houston say, the people are just so nice.
That's the thing.
I'm like, well, you've not been in traffic near the Galleria.
No, yeah.
On 610.
The
59.
greatest incentive to come to Houston is kindness. The people in this city, the fact that this city has so much to offer in the sense that it builds people. It's community building in a different way.
To your point, Kayvon, yesterday we were playing a listener line call from one of our listeners who just had a string of bad luck with their vehicles in 6 days. They lost like a car, a truck, and a motorcycle. And she's like, we're having our baby in 3 weeks and we don't have a car and it's taking forever to get them fixed and all this. And just this man who listens to our show, he's retired.
Yep.
Sweet little guy calls us up and he's like, well, I just want to help her. Like, I don't know. I want to help her. Can I give her some money or something? Like, every single time we have
didn't
asked
ask for
our
anything. We
audience
just
or
told them.
even told our audience about a story of hardship, Houston answers the call. That's why we call them Houston heroes. And 100% that is kindness. And I saw this thing about a lot of Californians who move here or people from the East Coast who move here and how kind we are.
Yeah, and I can speak on that because I was the one who had to come look at Houston. I never, ever wanted to set foot in Texas. Coming from Delaware, East Coast, we looked at Houston like backwards Cowboys. So then I came down, actually went to Galveston, and after touring 3 schools on the East Coast, I was very sad, and I didn't think I was going to continue with my major. But then I came to Houston, I went to Galveston, and the attitude and how nice everyone was to me, how the kindness, the open arms welcoming me to the city, to Galveston, it was much different than everything that I had experienced on the East Coast. So it is very
People are proud. They
welcoming,
want you. They want you to like the city.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I always say. I want
And
you to
help you.
love this city as much as I love this city.
So that's what you're doing out there. You're out there because you're always like the is it Cannes or Cannes Festival?
Cannes Film Festival,
I never
Venice
know the
Film
name of it.
Festival. Look, we have
You're always out
a
there
very
and-
global presence, and we put together about 12 events globally around the world. And the sole purpose of this is community building and making people feel like a family, to collaborate, to create, to deliver content together. And those stories have a nexus to how I was brought up here in Houston, and that's it's very important to me. And once again, with the help of another Houstonian who is an architect, and I started to think like an architect. I started appreciating that craft, and that's what I was trying to emphasize here today. Is you need to think that way. You can't just think so linear in your profession and think that's what it's all about. And if you're able to bring together those people from different communities and backgrounds and professions, that's how you grow.
Well, Kayvon, is there something that we can do as just regular Houstonians or people who are listening to the show that can be like, hey, we want more Hollywood to come here?
Oh my God, I'm
Like,
so
how
glad
can
you asked.
we do that?
The number one thing you can do is if you can come up with, if somebody out there is listening, if you come up with a $50 million fund. No, let me finish. No, hang on a second, because there's a lot of wealthy people.
Yeah, for sure.
There
For
are.
sure.
State. $50 million fund to make 25 Houston-based films, budgeted at $2 million each, and each one of those stories amplify a cultural aspect of the city of Houston, tells a story of a Houstonian from that culture, and then I can amplify that and send that out to the rest of the world because we have a global presence.
Yeah.
And by doing that, you're just acting like a massive billboard for the city of Houston, and that's how you bring it in.
But you need someone to step up first because
Yeah, of course. I mean,
people got to see it before they can.
Right. I mean,
believe it.
I mean, think about it. The films like Terms of Endearment, those movies that were made here, they're amazing Hollywood movies that were made here before in the past, and there are stories. That's just one type of story, but in order to do that, there's so many more now that
with streaming going on, I feel like there's people are fighting for content. There's so many chances to get.
There is, but to promote it, the marketing and distribution is where your challenge always is. It's not about creating it. It's about who's going to be marketing and distributing it.
Distributing is a big deal.
Well, I was very fortunate because I had a Texas-based distributor when I did a film in Houston 20 years ago that came out.
What was her name that was in it?
It's called The Keeper, the Keeper of the Legend. Oh, Vanessa Redgrave?
Yeah, Vanessa Redgrave.
Yeah, she was an Oscar-winning actress that we worked with. What was amazing about it, once again, the city of Houston helped me to make the film #1 at the box office, and we did a premiere here in Houston where we gave the money to Texas Children's Cancer Center. Our premiere raised $90,000, and the money went to the Texas Children. So
what was the name of the movie? It was
called The Keeper, The Legend of Omar Khayyam, which came about. It was actually premiered here in Houston in 2005. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying that.
21 years ago, man.
21 years ago. We actually got a proclamation from the mayor.
Somebody's asking, Kayven, are you looking for filmmakers and script writers to come up with something like what you're saying to celebrate the diversity in Houston?
100%. But I'm not the person who's going to be producing it. What they need to do is contact filmhouston.com. Alfred Cervantes, because he's the one who can help you shape the road that you need to go down to get those kind of incentives, so that you can bring bring in capital for your project through these incentive programs that are available to you now.
And people don't know they're available, right? Until you
a lot of people don't
deep dive that. So filmhouston.com. If you have a project idea, something that because look, Mo did a great service for those 2 seasons, filming all over Houston on Netflix. And I feel like there's so much more to explore. And to your point, Eric, Houston looks so different depending on where you are. If you're in the Heights,
there's so many different things you can do.
Or you're in Sugarland Town Center. I mean, it all looks different, but it's the same space.
I just love that you took time to talk to us today because I know you grew up here, you went to school here, you love this city, you have a place in L.A., but you still call this place home.
Well, I mean, Houston's always going to be home no matter what. The fact that I travel to promote this network, it's very important for me because without that sense of community, we all kind of fall apart.
Yep.
We all need each other much more than you think.
Yeah.
And that message never really gets out there. And it's a city like this that has always basically shined a light in the darkest times for me in my life. So I'm grateful for the city very much.
That's great.
Love
Thank you
it.
so much, Kayven, for coming
Thanks,
to visit us
Kayven.
again. It's Producers Without Borders. Go to filmhouston.com. If you have a project that you are looking to, you have an idea, you have a project, that's how it's going to help you. If people want to follow you, Kayven, what's your Instagram? Is it Producers Without Borders?
Yeah, Producers Without Borders.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, Producers Without Borders on my Insta.
Well, let's see what happens, guys. Let's
get
see
some
what
movies
happens,
here.
guys. All
How
right.
about a movie where they have a scene with they need a morning
And
show?
Radio
Also,
people.
don't forget. I mean, it's the architects in this town, the great people that help you. So think that way. If you start thinking that way structurally, I was thinking about it on the drive over here. It's like that's how people help each other. If you have an architect like Arturo Chavez who makes me think of things like this, I would have never been able to do what I'm doing today. So once again, another Houstonian that
Helping others.
Things.
Nice.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, coming up next, we want to take your calls on a subject that pops up every now and again for us on text. And we thought, okay, we're bringing it back. You went to the doctor for one specific thing, and they were like, oh, did you know that you have this? And one of the most common ones is you went to the doctor because you thought you had strep throat, and they told you, oh, did you know you're pregnant?
It's like,
So outside of finding out you're pregnant, what is something that you would have never thought you had? But I think the last time we did this, somebody went in for something for their tooth and found they're having a heart attack.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So 833-390-KRB. That's our phone number. You fill in the blank. You went to the doctor for one thing. You ended up with blank. Next on The Rula Show with Eric. Taylor Swift. Ophelia. No, Olivia from Scandal. That is Taylor Swift on The Rula Show with Eric and 104.1 KRBE. And
I still want to do that. We all get jumpsuits and we all do the dance together.
But that was for Opalite, wasn't it?
I just want to do that song.
Her Opalite video.
I just want to dance, though, like that.
Okay,
Swift.
so we're taking your calls at 833-390-390 KRBE. A lot of times people will go to the doctor for one thing and find out something else. Like 2 weeks ago, I went to the doctor because I had a little soreness in my throat and I was worried about my vocal cord. So I went there and I thought, oh, my voice is all cracking. It's very weird. I felt totally normal. And you go, you have strep? I go, what? And usually if you have strep, you already know you're sick. You're like, oh, I feel like crap. There's knives in my throat. I can't talk. No, my voice was cracking like it is now. And I'm still recovering from
I
that.
thought you were going to tell me that they found out about your meniscus.
No, I have a torn meniscus as well.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
I checked my throat, then my knee started popping. He's like, well, let me check that too.
Right.
Whoa.
I was like, can you look at everything? So, I mean, that was like a minor thing because I didn't feel sick at all. I thought I was going there for a vocal cord situation and like, you're streppy. I go, I am. But people have gotten really crazy news when they go to the doctor for one thing and they find out something else. So we're going to go to the calls.
Here we go.
833-390-KRBE. Stephanie, hello. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi,
Stephanie.
We're good. Now, is this about you or somebody in your family?
So this is actually about my 6-year-old son.
Okay, tell us.
We went to I have 2 older kids, 2 girls, and they both needed glasses. So I assumed that they were just going to get my bad eyesight because I have bad eyesight, and I went to go get LASIK eye surgery, so to get it fixed.
Yep. Awesome.
So I figured that, the doctor has once told me before that if we kind of nip it in the bud, the eyesight gets better over time.
Okay.
And so my 6-year-old, I took him to America's Best Contacts and Lenses. They said that they don't see kids unless they're 7-year-olds or older. They're 7 years old or older. So then I took him to Texas Children's. Took him to Texas Children's. We walked in. There was nothing wrong with him. Absolutely nothing going on. We walked in with, maybe needing eyeglasses. We walked out with the tumor.
What?
Jeez.
Wait, hold on. They did his eye exam and they could see through his eye that he had a brain tumor?
So for whatever reason, she was telling me that there was pressure behind his eye. She couldn't tell what that was. And so whenever we did that, she said, well, you need to go downstairs to the first floor. And I'm like, well, what's first floor? And she said, it's the emergency room. And I was like, what? So I had to immediately call my husband and say, hey, something's going on. We just came in for an eye checkup, and they're sending us to the ER now.
Wow.
Get to the ER, and then the doctor's like, yeah, we don't have the things here to help him with what he has. And I'm like, okay, well, what does he have?
Uh-huh.
And so they're like, you might want to take a seat for this.
Oh.
I was so devastated.
Oh, Stephanie. What was it? What was it called?
But it's hydrocephalus.
Okay.
So
explain in layman terms.
He has a tumor. He has a tumor in the back of his head, which is causing his spinal fluid to build up in his head, kind of like a balloon.
Yes.
Okay.
And so they had to drain that out. And so at the end of it all, he's had 3 surgeries. And they can't really tell me if the tumor is benign or malignant. Because if they take a piece of it, supposedly it's in important territory.
Right. How long ago did this happen? Your son was 6 at the time. Was this years ago, a couple months ago? How long ago are we talking?
2023.
Okay, so now we're at 2026.
3 surgeries. What are we looking at right now? How is he doing?
He's doing a whole lot better. If you looked at him now, you couldn't tell that he has anything wrong with him.
Okay, Stephanie, the most important question is, had you not taken him to Texas Children's for the eye exam, when would y'all have ever learned he had a brain tumor?
Never. He would have just, that was one of my questions. I'm like, if this had not happened, what would have happened next? And the doctors are saying his vision would have got blurrier, more like it would have gotten worse, and he would have, that's another thing. So during the time that before we went to the doctor, I would tell him things like, hey, go get your shoes. We're going to go to the park. And I thought, as a kid, he's just not listening to me. He went to his room, and then I'm waiting for him to come downstairs. I go to his room, and he's playing with his toys. So he had a little bit of short-term memory loss. And I explained to the doctor, I'm like, he's a normal kid, but he's just not listening to me. He doesn't listen to me. So, and you know, those are kids, they do what they want to sometimes, right?
Yes,
so I just chalked it up to that's him being a kid, but the doctor was saying, actually, when you have been telling him to do things, and he's been a really good kid up until, like, I think 22 is when we started seeing, like, okay, he's not listening. And I thought, okay, well, he's growing up, he's wanting to do his own thing.
It wasn't his choice.
But...
And you didn't realize that's what was happening. My God. Well, listen, I'm glad they got on top of it.
Yes.
You know now, my God.
Yeah.
And hopefully
so
from here on out, I don't know, they can manage it.
So we go every 6 months. He has an appointment coming up on the 20th. It's his 6-month mark to make sure that the tumor's not growing or anything like that, just to make sure that it's stable.
What's your son's name, Stephanie? What's your son's name?
Lonnie.
Lonnie?
Lonnie
with an L? Okay.
Lonnie.
Team Lonnie.
All right, Lonnie.
We got you. Rilla Show gives you a huge hug. My gosh, Stephanie, you probably educated a lot of people today.
You just made a lot of people go, okay, we need to have my kid get their eyes checked now.
Yes, I love how you were on top of that.
Smart.
Wow.
100%.
Glad you're okay.
Stephanie, thank you for sharing your story. It was really important. You probably helped a lot of people today. You don't realize.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And keep in touch with us. Let us know how Lonnie's doing, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Have
Take
a wonderful
care.
day.
Thanks. Wow.
Man, thank you so much. Optometrists and ophthalmologist families know this about what they're looking for when they're doing that exam.
Yeah.
But the average of us, general public, doesn't know
If
that they can find tumors through your eyeballs.
Yeah.
And that's why when you have to go get your eyes checked, when you're like, oh, I'm fine. Well, you never know what's happening.
And they don't do that thing anymore where they puff that in your eye.
They don't do that anymore?
They have different ways to do things now.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing what they can do. Because I had that. Remember, I had the eye surgery a few weeks ago?
Yes.
Or months ago. And
Yeah. How's
Stuff-
your eye doing?
it's great now.
Good.
Best thing I ever did.
Doesn't look as glassy
Well, I mean,
as it was.
getting married was better, but I mean, for
Well,
my body.
it used to always look to the left, but it's
Now it's looking a
straightening
little
out.
straighter.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job,
We're
Eric.
taking your calls at
Bless his heart.
833-390-KRVE. I mean, y'all, the phone lines are full of all the things. We're going to run out of time, but I'm going to try and just take as many.
Want to come back and just do
We could.
We can take one right now
Let's
for
do
30
Gabby
seconds.
let's do Gabby real quick. Gabby, if you could tell us in a nutshell, you went to the doctor for one thing, and then you found out what? What did the doctor tell you, Gabby? Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Love you too.
It was for my daughter. She was around 10 years old, and she got gifted a little kitten. She loves kittens. And, well, you know, the little cat started scratching her like they do. And she started getting some, like, what do you call it? Like in her lymph nodes, in her groin area, there was a like a little like a
rash,
growth.
No, like a growth, like a little bump,
swelling,
and under her arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so
she
swelling.
got like a little like a boil type of thing.
Okay.
And then under her armpits as well.
And and you're thinking this from the
after-
cat scratching at first?
Yes. No, it was. The doctor said, you know, she's got cat scratch disease. And
What?
we're like,
Cat scratch
uh-oh.
fever.
Hold
Yeah,
up.
cat scratch fever.
Is
Real
that a
thing.
real thing?
Yeah, that's a
song.
prank call.
That's
No.
a song.
No, that's a real thing,
Yeah.
y'all.
Wait,
Yeah, cats are evil.
Yes.
Cat scratch disease is a disease. That's
Yes.
a thing.
Yes.
Yes.
I never heard of it like this,
right,
though.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
They have
Okay.
bacteria.
And
They have
it's
bacteria.
Or their
because
bites.
of the feces and the
Yeah.
litter box, and
Oh, the
then
feces?
they scratched the child. Yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh. Okay.
so well, she got that. We went to the doctor, her pediatrician, and he told us what it was. And well, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse to the point that one of her boils popped from her groin area and had a deep sore, and we had to pack it, and it was horrible. And then it wasn't getting any better. So what we did was we went to the hospital. They told us just go to the hospital because, you know, for some reason it's not getting better. Let them run some tests.
Yeah.
And, well, we did, and we went to Herman, and they were pretty quick to be like, look, I don't like her numbers. Let's, you know, do some more testing because I have a suspicion. and they came back that it was leukemia. That she had leukemia.
So it wasn't cat scratch fever.
Or was it? And that led to finding leukemia.
But if you didn't have that.
So the cat scratching her, if you'd never gotten the cat scratches.
Wow.
And gotten this fever from the cat scratch. Oh my God, that's crazy. My mind has been blown for so many reasons today, but there's a lot of information there that maybe I could have done without.
I know we have to go to break, but how is she doing right now?
No, right now she is a senior in high school. She beat cancer.
Yes.
She goes back for a yearly. But yes, she is fixing to graduate in May.
All right.
Yes, my little cancer survivor. Yes.
Oh my God.
Wow,
So you kind of think like, why did somebody give us that cat?
But it helped you.
But then having the cat led to the diagnosis of leukemia. That's unbelievable. Okay, wow. Well, wow. You went to the doctor for one thing, and you found out something else. We're going to continue next on The Ruler Show with Eric.
It's KRBE. Let's go. The Ruler Show with Eric.
All right, we're continuing our conversation with you guys because we're all getting education on what you went to the doctor for, and then you found out you had something completely different. One of our listeners, Stephanie, took her 6-year-old son for a doctor appointment for his eyes, just eye checkup.
She had
that he had
bad
brain
eyes,
tumor.
and she thought, I would make sure he can get his eyes checked.
Right, and brain tumor. And then we had cat scratch fever, which how many Rula Show with Eric listeners have had this? A lot of you.
I never even heard of it.
I didn't know it was a real thing.
I heard of the song, but I never heard of
And everyone started texting. I had that too. A cat scratches you, you get this fever, blah, blah, blah. That turned into this terrible journey for Gabby's daughter. And now...
But she's graduating.
And she's good. She found out she had leukemia when they thought it was cat scratch fever. All right, so we're taking your calls at 833-390-KRBE. Usually it's Scoop brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas, but we want to find out more things that we need to look out for. Natalie's up next. Hi, Natalie. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning, guys.
Hi, Natalie.
Is that you or somebody else in your family, Natalie?
It's about me.
Okay.
What
and
happened?
I understand for anybody who has migraines, they'll want to hear this. I understand,
Migraines, all right?
Yes, so this is actually similar to Stephanie's in a way. So I was having really bad migraines, like throwing up every day, just couldn't function at all. So I went to the doctor and they said, hey, let's just do a CT scan real quick. Well, they found a massive cyst in my temporal lobe, and it's about the size of a lime. And they told me that I actually only have half of my temporal lobe because that massive cyst is taking up half of my lobe. So
What? Oh, my goodness. So what filled it in after they took it out? Like, did they pack it up or like?
Could they take it out? Could they get to it?
They said that it would be a really dangerous operation and that it would most likely change my entire personality.
Oh, what?
Oh, my
They
God.
said, really, I only needed to have surgery and take it out if my migraines were not tolerable with medicine. So they're like, let's start there. Let's see if the medicine helps. And then if it helps, then you can live with it for the rest of your life. And I found out about this in 2017, so I'm still living with it.
Wow. Okay, and just to clarify, because I had to look it up, the temporal lobe, because you have all these different areas of your brain.
What's it called? Temporal
The
lobe?
temporal lobe. The temporal
Yeah.
lobe.
Temporal.
Not temporal, Eric. It's located on both sides of the brain, above your ears, roughly behind your temples, and it's critical for processing auditory information, like your hearing, your language comprehension, and your encoding memory, including storing visual and verbal memories and emotions.
So if you
That's
got rid
major.
of that,
Yes, so
oh, my God, that's scary.
Yeah,
That
it's
would
on
totally
the left
change you.
side of my head.
Wow. So you have managed it with the medication.
I have managed it with medication. Now, I do lose my balance pretty often, and I have essential tremors, but it's nothing really like, it's not, I can still function. I still, can do all the things that I could do before. They said, it's actually really common that people come in for headaches and then they find out they have a brain cyst. And then.
So for the rest of your life, you have this, then you just have to take the medicine for the rest of your life.
As long as you can manage it, right?
Right.
Yeah, so just taking the headache medication. Really, I only take it now if I feel like I have one coming on. And then I just see the neurologist once a year now for checkups, just make sure it didn't grow or burst or anything like that. But actually, the really cool thing is that they told me my neurologist actually called me a superwoman.
Really?
Because, like you said, that part of the brain helps with memory retention and like speech and language and all that. And they said that I function as normally as someone with a full temporal lobe, and that my brain's just adapted over time, and they figured out that I was actually probably born with this.
Wow.
And I just never figured it out until I came in for my migraine.
How old were you in 2017 when you found this? How old were you?
Let me do the math here. Hang on.
I mean, you're like over 30?
Okay. I was probably 23, 24.
And having been born with that, not knowing until 24 years in?
That's crazy.
That's unbelievable. Wow. Now we know.
And
Migraines.
I didn't start having these crazy, intense migraines until I was 23. So it took 23 years for me to actually have a symptom and then go check it out.
I feel like migraines I feel like that's the worst. I'd rather have stomach pain
than migraines.
Yeah. Anything with headaches and that, it's like teeth pain.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts so bad. And
God.
headaches.
God.
I got migraines really bad when I was pregnant with Santiago. And you can't really take medication because I was so worried it was going to affect the baby. So I tried all these little herbal things.
Did you get him a lot or just a one-time thing?
No, it was often.
A lot.
Yeah. And then when I had him, I didn't get them. And then when I got pregnant with
You're worried about that coming
Mateo,
back?
I got them a little bit, but not as bad as Santi's.
I was in the elevator one time with Eric coming up here for work when I was pregnant, Sam, and I'd never had a migraine before. And I remember telling Eric that I can't see out of my right side. I can't see my peripheral. I don't see you. And he goes, what? Remember that, Eric?
Yeah.
And I go, I don't know. I have a crazy headache and I can't see you. I don't see you. And that was my first migraine ever, and I haven't had one since. But that was freaky.
It's awful.
That you can't see out of your peripheral.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to the phones for more. What did you find out when you went to the doctor for one thing? And then you're like, oh, okay, well, that was unexpected.
What? Especially when you know your mate's going somewhere. I'll go, honey, I'm going to the dentist today. I'll be back at 2. And then they call you and say, well.
Yeah, it's not that. Stephen, good morning. Hi. Oh, I don't know what's happening there.
Stephen.
Yes, hello.
Hi. Okay, Stephen, we've all had a crick in our neck. We sleep wrong on a pillow. We want to go to a chiropractor or do something. This started with a crick in your neck, I understand. What's going on with you?
Oh, so actually, I was in 2011. I was in the United States Army, and my job was a motor transportation operator. So we had to do this rollover training exercise where we all get in the truck, and then they flip us upside down, and then they tell us to get out. Wow. So during the exercise, I unbuckle my seatbelt, and we're wearing our full gear, and I brace myself. I'm okay. And then the guy next to me rolls over into my area and then hits my arm. So I hit my head on the roof of the vehicle, and then I had to go to the doctor because I had a sprain. I felt like I had a sprain in my neck. Yeah. So I get to the doctor, and then
that's definitely not waking up with a neck crick. Sorry, wrong setup there, Stephen. I'm in the Army, and we're doing these things. All right, so you have a neck sprain from that Army exercise, and then what happens?
So then I go to the doctor, and I get an MRI scan of my neck, and then they tell me that I have what's called a Cari malformation. And I didn't know what it is or what it was. And then basically that is it's a structural defect where brain tissue protrudes into the spinal canal. And so I was like, okay, well, what does that mean for me?
Okay, yeah, what's that mean?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But then they said that it's the most common cause of syringiomelia, which is a fluid-filled cyst that protrudes into the spinal canal. And I was like, so I've had this for a while, and I didn't know until I went into the doctor, apparently.
Whoa.
For my neck injury.
So what happens there? Do they do a surgery?
Yeah,
do you just have to live with it? They kick you out of the Army? What happens?
Well, so I have to live with it. They're going to perform surgery here at the VA when I'm 45 or 50, when it's big enough for them to operate on.
Wow.
And the only symptoms I have are I don't feel hot or cold in my fingertips. And so, I can pull stuff out of the oven, really quickly and it not burn until, I feel it a couple minutes later.
Yeah, but you're burning your skin, though. Even though you're not feeling it, you're still burning your fingers.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. But you still won't
He's
feel
look
it.
at this party trick.
The sensation's gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, Stephen. Okay, what else?
And then, I feel like there's, a golf ball-sized numb spot on the back of my right shoulder blade. And but I thought that was normal. I've always had that. It wasn't an issue. And then when I found out what it actually was from, that's when I was like, oh, man, I need to keep an eye on this and monitor this because the symptoms can get worse over time.
Yeah, be careful. Hey, Stephen,
This is crazy.
how do they flip the
vehicle
over? Do you drive it? It's got one of those little things like stuntmen use and it flips it? Or do they have a machine that flips it?
There's the whole big machine. There's no wheels on it. It's just the shell of the vehicle. There's no doors. You just hop in and then you buckle up and then this machine spins at 180 degrees. and then they'll tell like each individual person to like unbuckle and egress from the vehicle. And so on that specific exercise, everybody had to do it at the same time apparently. And when they did, my passenger like rolled into my area and we kind of got all tangled up.
Jostled your neck.
Yeah. So I know a lot of friends that were like in the Rangers, and they would like parachuting out and break their legs and get hurt, injured and stuff. Lots of injuries happen.
Gosh, Steven, you said what year was that? 2011.
And you have to live with it.
And what's really weird about the situation was when I went to the VA after I had gotten out of the military, and I was filing for my disability and compensation. I saw this word on my chronic ailment sheet, and it said syringiomelia, and I was like, "What is that?" Like, I was at the doctor. They just gave me a neck brace. They didn't tell me what I had.
What?
So years later, in 2015, when I'm at the doctor and I get this paperwork and it says that I have this, and I'm like, "What is?" I asked my doctor, I was like, "What is this?" He's like, "Oh, that's a neck cyst that you've gotten from the military." And I was like, "What the?"
And no one told
you.
So
like, yeah, no one ever told me anything, and it was just like, "Oh, we're just not going to tell this guy."
Oh my gosh!
With the VA, is it hard to get? Does it take a while to get like surgeries and stuff? Is it?
Oh well, it's not that it's not that it's hard to get surgeries at the VA. It's just that it's the VA. You don't want them to like put a knife to your skin, because then they either can. I've heard a lot of stories where like they've made it worse, but then they said they fixed it, and then guys are like fighting that battle, and so I'm just I'm concerned because when I go in and when I'm like older and it's big enough to operate on, I'm kind of scared that 50-50. Some of these guys that do the surgery, they come out paraplegic, and so like I'm just really concerned about being able to have complete function of my legs and arms when I'm after the surgery.
You have to do it with a VA doctor. You can't go to like another doctor if you wanted to. I guess you could, but you just have to pay.
Yeah.
Well, so that's kind of like the battle I'm dealing with. Like, should I go to a specific private doctor and get it done, or let the VA handle it because it's on my disability, it's on my paperwork, and I feel like I owe it to them to like try to fix this, I guess.
But you think we should help our
our veterans.
military veterans and give them the best care and the best doctors.
And Stephen, how old are you right now? Because it sounds like you have a while to go. Hopefully, there's more advances.
Yeah,
in this.
I'm 34. I'm 34 right now. My symptoms aren't getting that bad. They do exist, and they
in
just
16
said that when
years,
I'm older,
let's cross our fingers that they got it down, and you won't have these fears, right?
Good luck, man.
Well, gosh, thank you so much for sharing your story. And who
of course,
knew?
Thank you for having me.
Thanks
for
you.
listening.
Have a wonderful
Take care,
day.
buddy.
Listen, guys, a lot of people had crazy stories. We can't get to everybody.
We always bring it back like once a month.
We do. But y'all can go to the listener line if you want to drop that story there. 713-278-VENT. That's 8368. Here's something you need to know. News you need to know, brought to you by Easy Fiber. Go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Because what you think is normal is not normal. For him to always think, oh, there's this like numb spot on my shoulder. I guess I'll just live with it.
Especially 2026 when we have some really cool things like advanced body scan, and there's
oh my God, yes,
other places that have other things to get tested. A lot of guys, we put our head in the sand and we don't look. We're like, oh, I know I don't feel right, but you know what? I just got to power on. I don't want to find out what I have.
One of our texters, I want to read this text before we wrap up, because one of our texters said that his dad had an accident, hit his chest with the steering wheel. Didn't go to the doctor until the texter writing this took him because of a bruise that was growing to a bump. Turns out the father had cancer all over his organs and body, stage 4. He lived 2 more months.
2 months.
That's it. Had he not gotten in the wreck and gotten that bruise, he would have just probably dropped and they would have not known ever.
They'd be like, oh, he just died.
At least you had 2 months to, I mean, 2 months is a shocker still, but you're like, oh my God, wait, what? Anyway, it's really a stunning thing when you find out something that you did not expect of the doctor, and we are here for the education of that. If you missed what happened on Roses today, well, 7.5 years of marriage, and Sarah did not think there was anything going on with Wes until he dropped a big bomb on her in Roses today.
Wait till you hear this.
If you missed it, you're going to hear it next on The Rula Show with Eric and KRBE.